when we have x plus 2 all to the power of 2. If I want to expand this expression, it will be what, grade 9? X plus 2 all to the power of 2.
Power of 2 plus 2 power of 2.
No. X plus 2 all to the power of 2, this means what? That means that you have two parentheses, right? They have the same numbers inside it. X plus 2 and x plus 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have two different ways. To use the perfect square way, which is we will multiply the first one by itself, so it will be x to the power of 2. And then the last number by itself, which is 2 times 2, it will be equal 4. And then we will find the middle term by multiplying 1 times 2 times 2. So it will be 4x. Right? So we have 4x. Then to expand x plus 2 all to the power of 2, which we can call it, this is a perfect square, then we will multiply the first number by itself. So it will be x times x, it will be x to the power of 2. And we have 2 times 2, it will be equal 4. And then we will multiply all by 2, like 1x times 2 equal 4x. So this is one method. We have another method to expand the two parentheses. So you have x plus 2 and x plus 2. And then we can use, did you remember, the foil method? So how we will expand or how we will multiply those two binomials together? We will multiply first, it will be x to the power
X
of 2.
x equal x power of 2.
Right? And then the outer, it will be 2x. And then the inner, it will be 2x. So we will add them together. 2x plus 2x, it will be 4x. And then 2 times 2, it will be equal 4.
4.
Right? So by any way, if you will use perfect square way, if you will expand them and use FOIL method, by the end, we have a trinomial. What about if I'm going to erase this part, right? And I will give you this trinomial and I will ask you to make factorize. We want to back this expressions or this trinomial. It will be how many all to the power of 2. So what we have to do, you have now a trinomial and take care to the coefficient for x to the power of 2 should be equal 1. So how we will use factorization to change this trinomial into perfect square number? If there anyone can remind me how we can make it? We will use root the first number, which is x squared. So the root equal how many? The root equal x. And then sine the middle. And then root the third. So it will be equal 2. So again, x to the power of 2. Root the first, and then sine the middle, and then root the last. Any question till this point? How we will find it, how we will change it into a perfect square. So you will find square root for the first, and then we will use the square root for the third, and we will use the sine for the middle one. Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So let's move to the part which we want to talk about it today, which is if you have an equation in the form of x squared plus bx, you can add the term b over t all to the power of 2. Then how? At the beginning of your sheet, you will find that I give you already an expressions how we will remember the perfect square trinomial. We can trinomial, sorry, can be written as a perfect squares. So, like this example, I want to write it as a perfect square. Then, as I said, square root the first, right? And then square root the third, and then sign in middle. It will be what? It will be x plus the square root of first, it will be equal x. The square root of third, it will be equal 4. And then sign in middle, which it was positive, all to the power of 2. What about if we have a negative number? Then it will be the square root of first, square root x to the power of 2, it will be equal x. The square root 25, it will be equal 5. And sign in middle, which is negative. Now we have a trinomial and we are looking for the third term. How? We have x to the power of 2 plus 12x plus how many? So how we can solve this question? X to the power of 2 plus 12x plus how many? How we will find the third one? Once we have a question like this, and he said at the beginning, by using completing a square or complete the square, did you see this sentence? Complete the square. And he gave us x to the power of 2 plus 12x plus how many? We have a specific rule, which is it will be b over 2 all to the power of 2. Okay? Then b is 12 over 2 all to the power of 2. Then the answer will be 12 divided by 2 equals 6. 6 to the power of 2 equal how many? Equal 36. So this is how we can use imperfect square numbers to find the third term. Let me give you another example. X to the power of 2 plus 7x plus how many? Is there anyone can help me to find the answer?
Yes.
Yalla Noor. How we will find the answer, ya Noor?
7x over 2.
We will not use x, ya Noor. Okay?
Oh,
We will use only
okay.
the number before x, which is 7. So it will be 7 over 2.
Over 2 all
Right?
to the power of 2.
All to the power of 2. So the answer it will be how many? It will be
Wait. Calculator. 7 over.
It will be 49 over 4. Right? Because 7 to the power of 2 means 7 times 7. 2 to the power of 2 means 2 times 2. So the answer it will be 49
over 4.
Then, once we want to find and complete the square or to find the missing number, then what we have to do, ya Ritaj? Which formula we are going to use?
b over 2
Yes,
power of 2.
all to the power. Thank you.
All the-
Then, you have in our book, sorry, in our SMS, for classwork, you will find this sheet and you will try to find the answer. But now, to be sure that you understood, please answer question number 5. Answer number 5 and tell me the answer, please. Question number 5.
Is b over 2 all power of 2.
Exactly. So it will be b over 2 all to the power of 2. So the answer, it will be
It will be 16 over 2 all
negative
power of
16.
negative 16.
Don't forget, over 2 all to the power of 2.
And the answer is 64.
The answer is 64. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you said. Thank you. Okay, so it's easy now to find the missing term by completing
Yes.
the square. Any
Yes.
question?
No.
So this was the first part. The second part, how we will solve by using completing square. Then, to solve a quadratic equation in the form x squared plus bx equals c. So we have to rearrange an equation to write in this form ax to the power of 2 plus bx equal c. Okay, so we have here, we have an equation x to the power of 2 plus 10x equal negative 24. And he said to solve the quadratic equation in the form. So this one, he said in the question, by using what?
Completing the square.
Completing the square. So by using completing the square, which means we are going to use the rules. Like what? We will
make it trinomial.
first step here, he said that we have to be sure that you put it in the standard form, which is ax to the power of 2 plus bx plus c. Ritash, do you have a question, honey?
No, Miss.
Okay. Understood the last part?
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Miss.
Welcome. Then first we have to write it in the form ax squared plus bx equals c. Second, step 2, we will find the term b over 2 all to the power. Then we will calculate it now. B over 2. Is there anyone can tell me what we are going to do now? It will be what? Huh? Yes, Ritesh.
We will make 10
Yes.
over 2.
Very good. It will be 10 over 2. It will be equal 25. Right?
Yes.
So now we have 25. The next step, it will be, we will use this 25. Did you see 25?
Yes.
We will add a 25 to both left and right side. How? It will be x to the power of 2
Plus
plus
10x
10x
plus 25.
plus 25. So this is the left side. And then in the right side, we have negative 24
plus 25.
plus 25. Then we will start to simplify. To the right side, I have what? I have 1. And in this side, I have x to the power of 2 plus 10x plus 25. Now I want to write this one in a perfect square number. Then how? Root first, it will be x. In the middle. Root
5.
third, it will be 5. This one, it will be all to the power of what? Of 2. Then, let me remind you the steps again. First, we will write the equation in the form ax squared plus bx equals c. We found the term. Then I'm going to distribute. I will add this term to the right side and to the left side. After that, we have x to the power of 2 plus 10x plus 25 equal negative 24 plus 25. Then we already change the expressions to make it x to the power of 2 plus 10x plus 25. Root first, sign middle, root last. Then I will divide my question into 2 parts. How we will divide the question into two parts. It will be x plus 5 equal 1 and x plus 5 equal -1. From where we got 1 and -1 grade 9? Is there anyone can tell me? From
The
where
square
we
root.
have, yes, we will find the square root for the left hand and the square root for the right hand. And then the square root of 1 should be positive or -1. Now I will transfer this one to the opposite side. It will be 1 minus 5, which means x equal how many? X equal -4. And then for this one, I'm going to transfer it to the opposite side with different sign. Then x equal -6. So the solution set for this equation, it will be -4 and -6. And what is the meaning of solution set? The value of x, which when you will use it, Adham, could you please tell me how we can make check for this one? How you will be sure that your answer was correct?
We will substitute using both values of x. We will make it
Exactly. So we will substitute by using the value of x. So I'll back to the original question, right? And I'm going to substitute. It will be -4 to the power of 2 plus
10
10
times -4
times -4.
plus 25.
No, we will check
So,
now. We will find the answer, right? It will be 16 minus 40. Then 16 minus 40 equal how many? Equal -24, which it was the number in the question already. So this is to be sure that you made the correct answer. And also you are going to make the same with -6. Is there anyone can give me a summary about how we can solve any quadratic equation by using completing square? How we can find the answer? By using completing square, how we can find the answer, grade 9? Grade 9.
And then if you want to check, you can
Substitute.
you will,
And with the
if
square
you
root, it should be with positive and
negative.
The square root of any number will be positive and negative. Okay, for this question number 9, how we can solve this question? X to the power of 2 minus 2x minus 63 equals 0. How we can solve this question? We can.
The question already made the b over 2 all to the power of 2.
Very
So
good.
we don't
But
need this.
before we will make b over 2 all power of 2, Johanna, we have to rearrange the equation. So we will transfer this one to the opposite side. It will be x to the power of 2 minus 2x. It will be equal how many? Positive 63, because already we transferred. Then we will find now b over 2 all to the power of 2 equal -2 over 2 all to the power of 2. It will be equal 1. Now we have x to the power of 2 minus 2x plus 1, and the other side it will be 63 plus 1. Now we want to write a perfect square number all to the power of 2. It will be equal 64. Square root first, it will be equal x sign الميدل, which it will be negative, square root last, it will be equal 1. Now I'm going to divide my answer into 2 parts because we will find the square root for both. Then square root and square root. And as you know, that square root for 64, it would be equal positive or negative 8. So we will divide now the answer. It would be x minus 1, it will be equal 8, or x minus 1, it will be equal negative 8. Then x equal 8 plus what? Plus 1 equal 9, where the other side it will be x equal negative 8 plus 1 equal negative 7. So the solution set
Miss,
Mhm.
I have a question. Did we
Yes.
in the third step, did we transfer 1 to the other side?
Which one?
X power of 2 minus 2x plus 1 equals 63 plus 1.
Yes, because you already found b over 2 all to the power of 2. Did you see here? You see
Yes.
this one? And we said this one,
Yes.
I'm going to distribute it one time with the left side and the other side with the right side. Okay, so I have to
Oh,
put one
okay.
here in this
Okay.
side and put one in the right side. So you will find b over 2. You will find b over 2, and then you are going to add it to both sides, to the left and to the right side. So it will be x to the power of 2 plus minus 2x plus 1, and the other side is 63 plus 1. So x square root for the first is x, square root for the last is 1, and here square root of 64. So you have x minus 1 equal 8, or x minus 1 equal negative 8. So the answer it will be 9 or negative 7. If you want to check your answer, then you have to substitute. You will use this number and you will back to the original equation. If you will find that the left side by substituting becomes equal the right side, so you made it right. If they are not, then you have to be sure and you back to check your answer again. So this was our lesson today, which we have it in our class.